So in this video, I'm just going to tell you that how you will check the behavior of the OC curve when we freeze the sample size. So the sample size will be fixed while the acceptance rate will be changed. So we will check that if the sample size is fixed and if we change the acceptance rate, then what will be the impact on the producer risk, the ELPA, and what will be the impact on the consumer risk. So in order to do it further, in order to explain it further, how can management change the sampling plan to reduce the probability of rejecting good lots and accepting bad lots? So to answer this question, I'm just going to show you a very simple example in Excel. So after that, you will understand that what will be the impact on the producer risk and what will be the impact on the consumer risk. So in this example, you can see that our sample size, lot size is 5000 and our sample size N is 120. Lot will be accepted if among this sample size 120 there are only 2 defective. So at first instant we want to check the acceptance quality level and what will be the LPTD, the beta. So which is also called the consumer risk. So when acceptance rate is 2, then how we will construct it? So these are our defective probability. For example, if it is no defect, so everything will be effective. If there is 1% defective, 2% defective, 3% defective, 4% defective, so similarly, because in this example our sample size is fixed, we want to check that what will happen if we change the acceptance rate. So the acceptance rate as first instance is 2. So for this purpose, we will construct a mean, we will calculate the mean. So how we will calculate the mean? You already know that lambda is equal to n into p, which is the Poisson distribution mean. So lambda is equal to n into p. So this is my n into the probability of defective. So at this way, when you drag it down, you will calculate this mean of the Poisson distribution. Now at the moment we want to check, we want to know the acceptance probability at this level of acceptance. This level of acceptance means if in 120, if 1 defective found, if 2 defective found, then it's okay. But if it is more than 2 defective, then we will not accept that lot, we will reject that lot. So for this purpose, I am just going to construct a Poisson distribution. Okay, first of all, you need to click this, the acceptance rate. So put F4, okay, we want to keep it freeze. Then the mean, this is my mean, and 1 because we want to calculate cumulative frequency, cumulative distribution, cumulative probability. In my previous lecture, I already discussed in great detail that how you will calculate this manually. So in that lecture, I already discussed that how you will calculate that manually. So close this one because we already write the formula. So this will be our acceptance probability. Okay. Now we want to construct the rejected. So when a sample is accepted, so the probability of acceptance is 0. So alpha is equal to, the total probability is equal to 1 minus the acceptance. So this is acceptance now. These probabilities which we have calculated, these are the cumulative probabilities of acceptance. So this will be equal to, so you can see 0. So when a lot is accepted, this is the probability which is 0.879. So this is the probability. So when you subtract the success probability from 1, you will get this rejected one. Similarly, now we want to construct Poisson distribution acceptance because we want to check for different C. So in this case is equal to, you need to write once again the Poisson distribution, but now instead of 2, we want to keep acceptance rate at 3. 3 means the lot will be accepted if there are less than 3. If there are 1 defective, 2 defective or 3 defective, then we will accept this whole lot of 5000. The lot size is 5000. But if it is more than 3 defective, if we found in this 120 sample, the lot will be rejected. So just put this one because we want to keep it freeze. We want to keep it constant, then comma, and then in the formula this is mean. So this is our mean, then comma, and 1 because we want to calculate the cumulative probability. So just drag it down. So when you drag it down, you will calculate these ones. Similarly, this is our alpha. Alpha mean, alpha is equal to 1 minus, this is our AQL. AQL is equal to 1 minus alpha. So 1 minus the acceptance rate, because we want to calculate acceptance. So 1 minus the acceptance is this one. Poisson distribution for C3 is this one. So when you drag it down, you will calculate the rejected probabilities. Okay. So you can see when it is accepted 100%, so the rejected mean there is a zero chance that you will reject it. At this level, at 1% defective level, there is a probability that 96% your lot will be accepted. But this is the 0.03, because 1 minus this, there is a chance that the lot will be rejected. Similarly, we will construct the Poisson distribution for this one. So you can see the Poisson probability distribution. The rest process is same. We have only changed now C is equal to 4. So you can see in this formulation that we take C is equal to 4, then the mean, and then 1. Similarly, for this, we already calculate. You can see the formula. We only change C is equal to 5. So when you construct this, then we want to check we want to sketch this whole process. We want to check the OC curve, the behavior of the OC curve, that is it change when we change C and when we keep the sample size constant. So from this sketch, when you sketch it, now we want to sketch this. After that, you will understand. So this is my this is my OC curve. OC curve for different value of C is equal to 2. So this blue line is for C is equal to 2. Now we want to change the title. So in the title, you need to write changing OC curve while sample size is fixed and C change. So in this example, our sample size is 120, but we change the acceptance rate. Similarly, if you want to add the axis, so this is my defective one. This is defective probability, this one, and this is the acceptance probability. Acceptance probability while using the Poisson distribution. So okay, when you construct this OC curve for changing acceptance rates, because we want to only change these acceptance rates for 2, for 3, for 4, for 5, while our sample size is 120. So as you know that when you sketch this, now we need to calculate the acceptance quality range, which is also called AQL, and the rejected quality range. So you can see this green is the acceptance quality level. You can see this, and the yellow one is the which is also called consumer risk. We denote normally with the beta sign, and this is basically we denote the producer risk, which we denote with the alpha. Now in this sketch diagram, how you will know that, let's suppose if you want to produce 1%, the defective rate is 1%, then what will be the acceptance rate, acceptance quality level? So we have already calculated this. The acceptance rate will be for n is equal to 120, and there is the acceptance rate will be 2, mean we will accept the lot when there are only 1 no or only 2 defective. So we will accept it. So in this case, when there is only 1% defective, the probability of acceptance will be 0.87. So for 1%, because this axis represent 1% defective, so this is my 1%, and this is basically the 0.87. So you can see this is basically 0.87. So if I write this at 0.87, 0.87, this point, okay, this point. So this is the alpha. This is my alpha. This is called producer risk, and we have already calculated this AQL. And I already show you that how you will calculate 1 minus acceptance rate. So you will calculate this risk. When you deduct the rejected quality, rejected probability from total probability, you will get this one, 0.12. So alpha is equal to 0.12. Okay. How we will calculate beta? So normally in the usual situation, in the usual scenario, we keep alpha is equal to 5%. while beta is equal to 10%. So you can see from this whole acceptance range, acceptance probability, that there is no 10%, but this yellow one which is 14%. So normally, usually we keep this 10%, but actually this is not present. So we will consider this is the beta, which is also called consumer risk. So at the front of this is 0.04. So how you will sketch this? This is my 0.04 because at this yellow, the front value, the defective rate for this yellow mean, if you following this, it's mean when you multiplying this, it's mean you are producing 4.5 defective. So mean in your lot there will be 4 to 5 unit will be defective, and this is basically the producer, the consumer risk. And how we will calculate? This is whole, this is beta, this is consumer risk. And at this level, it will showing us that this is 14%. 14% means, so this will be 14%, 0.14. So when you sketch it, actually, this is the sketch of this one. So normally, when we only construct this far, so you can see. But when we increase the acceptance rate, okay, now I am just going to increase the acceptance rate. The acceptance probability is now 3. It's mean we will accept the lot if there are 1 defective, 2 defective, or if there are 3 defective. So now we need to construct once again this Poisson distribution. As you know the Poisson distribution formula, this is our Poisson distribution. We will sketch this rejected region, we will calculate rejected region. So you can see now the alpha, before when our acceptance rate was C is equal to 2, so the alpha value is 12%. But now when we increase the acceptance rate, the alpha level is 0.03. And when you sketch it, so you can see, when you sketch it, the alpha value reduce, the risk is reduced. So this is a good sign for whom? This is a good sign for producer. But this is a worse sign for the consumer. You can see, before it was 14%, the beta value, the beta type 2 error, the consumer risk was 14%, but now when we change, it's become 15%, and 15% value is 5. So mean before there was only at this level only in 100 and 120 there are only 4 unit were defective, but now you have 5 unit defective. So when you sketch it, so you can see the beta probability is increased because in this one there is no 10%. So this we will consider this 15%, and the 15% this at the front half is 5. So this is defective probability. You can see when you multiply 120 into, so 120 into 0.05. So it will be equal to, so when you multiply this 120 into 0.05, it will be equal to 6. It's mean you producing 6 defective products. Normally in this scenario, the 0.04 into 120. So in this scenario, it was 120 into 0.04. It was 4.8. So it's mean in this case you are producing, there was 4.8 unit defective, but now the defective unit increased to 6. And when you sketch it, so the producer risk is decreased while the consumer risk is increased. Similarly, for C is equal to 4. You can see for C is equal to 4, the the producer risk is further reduced. So if you sketch it, this is the curve for whom? This is the curve for the C4. Okay, this is the curve for C4. So when you sketch it at 1%, that there is only 1 defective unit. When you sketch it, the producer risk will be further reduced, and it will be 0.007. But in this scenario, your consumer risk is further increased. Okay, this is now 0.1, which is greater than this one. It's mean when you, for example, using this scenario, it's mean in the whole production, now 0.06 into 120. So it will be 7 product or more than 7 product will be defective. So if a consumer buy a lot, in that lot, there is a chance that there will be more than 7 defective units. Similarly, when you sketch it for C is equal to 5, so for C is equal to 5, your level of alpha or the producer risk will be further reduced, but your beta will be further increased. So you can see now it is 0.07. There will be more defective portion in this one. So basically, this whole plot demonstrates that increasing C is the acceptance rate, while holding the sample size constant, decrease the producer risk and increase the consumer risk. So I already show you through this sketch graph, the producer of a specific product would welcome an increase in the acceptance. So I mean, in this example, the producer will welcome this increase, because if you increase the acceptance rate, definitely producer will be happy, because in the acceptance number, because it's make getting the lot accepted by the consumer easier. Okay, when you increase the LPAR value, the lot probability will be increased that the consumer will accept it. If the lot has only, okay, for example, if the lot has only 1%, if the lot has only 1% defective with a sample size of 120, we would expect only 1.2 unit defective. Okay, as increasing the acceptance number from 1 to 2 lower the probability of finding more than 2 defects and consequently lower the producer risk. However, raising the acceptance number for a given sample size increase the risk of accepting a bad lot. Suppose that now the lot has 4% defective. Let's suppose there are 6 defective units in the lot. We would expect to have, so 6 multiplied by 0.06 multiplied by 120. So we would expect that there will be more than 7 defective units in the sample. So in the concluding remark, in increasing the acceptance number from 1 to 2, increase the probability of getting a sample with 2 or fewer defects and therefore increase the consumer risk. So basically this increase the consumer risk while decrease the producer risk. Okay, so in order to manage this process, management should increase the sample size, which reduce the consumer risk, and increase the acceptance number, which reduce the producer risk. An improved combination can be found by trial and error. So you can use trial and error in order to make these things balance, because if you increasing producer risk and if you reducing consumer risk, so these are not in the equilibrium position. Alternatively, you can use Excel or you can use some other software in order to make it balance. So I hope you understand these things.